back up on my soapbox for a bit. I just typed into Google buy local, and this was the first that wasn't area specific location. Um, so this is kind of back to the huge corporation things. How much time is actually saved with all the time saving devices that we have? The big box stores. Saves time, right? Well, does it really? Just a curious thing here. How many people here, the millennials probably won't, but how many people here remember the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker? Besides going to a grocery store, how many people can tell you where the nearest butcher is? How many people can tell you where the nearest baker is that is outside of that large grocery store or that big box store? I actually did a search. The nearest butcher to me, and I believe it's the only one that's within at least 50 miles, is almost 30 miles away from me. And you know what? I'd rather go to that butcher than to go to the meat department at the local grocery store or big box store, just because of the fact it's an entrepreneur trying to do something for himself and actually not being a sheep that's being herded by corporate America and advertising. And he's actually making a stand to be heard for an individual entrepreneur. Think about something. Sesame Street, how many people watched that as a kid? Raise your hands, say yeah, whatever. Okay. Sesame Street clips range between 30 seconds and 90 minutes. Because they figure kids don't have an attention span. Well, that may be true. Think about this. How many adults don't have an attention span because they spent too much time watching 30-second to 3-minute clips when they were 3 years old? I grew up without a TV. I had a lot of books, and I love books to this day. I went to people's houses who had TVs, and I thought that Sesame Street was an insult to my intelligence. At the time, no, I didn't think that. That is my adult view of being a child. But you know what? I didn't watch Sesame Street. I didn't find it interesting when I was 3 years old. The friends whose houses we were at who loved it, hey, that's great. You know what? I didn't. I went outside and I did something. Look at an advertisement while you're watching your favorite show. Keep in mind, a 30-minute television show, including credits, is usually only 22 to 26 minutes of a 30-minute time slot. What happens to that other 4 to 8 minutes? It's a 30 or 60-second ad. That same attention span that you had watching Sesame Street as a kid. How about trying something just because it might be a novelty? Turn off the TV. Sit down with your family. Check the cell phones at the kitchen counter, wherever. Actually have a conversation over a meal with the family. Don't have the TV as background so that you're not actually talking to each other. See how much better you think your life is because of not having constant distraction